Networking Squared, we are back. Want to thank all of our sponsors. We want to thank Comcast Business Class for sponsoring Networking Squared all month long. We look forward to more of that. We appreciate anybody that is out there to help small business. There are so many things going on this weekend and so many things that have happened this week. Erica, yesterday, what happened yesterday?
Oh, the royal wedding.
The royal wedding. Al, did you get your invite?
No, I was not paying attention to that, actually.
That's what I thought.
I was front row.
So Comcast had something going on there?
Yeah, Comcast, they are going to be covering the royal wedding, and for the next month, you can view it on demand. Is from what I'm told, Patrick, right?
Yes, we're really happy for the whole month of April and May. Actually, leading up to the royal wedding, we had footage of Kate and the special day and the royal family. We had special programming that will continue to air throughout the month of May. And actually, if you were busy at work yesterday and you missed the royal wedding, you can now watch it on demand if you're a Comcast digital customer. The special ceremony that took place on BBC. And, you know, a lot of people, obviously, I was tuning in this week, and the Today Show, Good Morning America, they've been there all week covering the royal wedding. So Comcast is really happy that we were able, for the month of April and continually, be able to give customers what they want to see, different biographies. And
so if I missed anything, I can go on demand and watch it.
You can. I mean, there's been movies, news, everything leading up to the royal wedding, and especially, like I said, yesterday, the special day, you'll be able to see highlights on demand.
Well, Al, I bet you never thought you'd be talking about this on your show. So we'll get out of the royal wedding, and I'm sure it was really exciting. I didn't watch much, but we can catch it on demand, Comcast Digital.
All right.
Go ahead, Al.
All right. I wanted to get back into what we were talking about in our subject. And when we're talking about the Comcast Business Class, there's a whole menu of other services that are offered when we go into that. And, Jeff, I'd like you to touch upon some of the key features of the business class coverage.
Yeah, that's a good question. With the Comcast Business Class Internet package, you get the Norton Business Suite. You get the 3 free web pages we talked about. You also get Windows, SharePoint, and Microsoft Communication Services. So the idea here is to make a small business look like a big business, because they don't need to go buy an Outlook server. They don't need to go buy a phone system, because our phone lines have all the features in the network. So those are some of the things that we do.
One of the things that I was looking at when we were looking at this was that I know a lot of people who have gone through, and they've gone through like the GoDaddy type situations where if you go to the bottom of that website, it says that it's GoDaddy, and it's very archaic, and I know the email portion of it is not that easy. And with the system you offer, that's an entirely different scenario.
It is, and I believe, I don't know the GoDaddy product that well, but I know with Comcast Business Class, you get the 3 free web pages. They come with the fast internet package, so you don't have to pay additional. And I don't know how much of support is available with that.
There's none.
But Comcast has 24/7 support and a center ready to take customer calls.
We've had people on the show that have had some pretty bad websites and things that we've asked them about, and we weren't aware that you guys offered this service. So I'm glad that you're there to be the advocate for that small business owner, because there's definitely a big need. And what I would say to our listeners is that if you do not have a website, or if you know of somebody who has a very weak website, they really need to give Jeff a call and let him take a look at what your situation is and let him give you a price. And I think you're going to see that this is going to be a great advantage for you.
Now, I have a question about that. You keep on talking about how you get the 3 free websites. Now, what if someone, they're not very computer literate and they're not sure about setting up that website? Is there a way that they can learn how to actually set up the website themselves? Maybe that's kind of intimidating to them, like, oh, I get 3 free websites, but what do I do with those?
And that is the number one reason that people are probably not getting a website, is not being comfortable with the technology and thinking it takes a lot. But with Comcast, it is 3 free web pages. It's a template builder. You simply put in your company information. It's simple. If you need help, you can call our 24/7 support line. So it is meant to be very easy for people that don't understand HTML and web programming.
Well, it seems to me that there are a lot of your future customers out there that don't have websites that need to give Jeff a call.
If there was one thing I could tell small businesses that I see out there that they could do to improve their business, it's that website factor. I'm amazed when I talk to small business owners and they are trying to sell me on why they don't need a website. And there's a lot of them out there at Chambers, and especially with so many businesses starting out of the home office type business. When the economy went bad and all these people lost their jobs, a lot of them decided to kind of go back and start up that home-based business that they always wanted. And some of those people think they don't need a website, but they're based out of their house. They need one.
I look at the people when I get business cards, and I'll see that somebody doesn't have a website on their business card. And my first response is that you have to have a website. It's just one of those things you must have. And I think there's that resistance because there's that fear factor. Yeah. Having the customer support that you offer, I think, can really be that bridge for a lot of people.
No, I agree.
You know what? I had a question here, and we're going through this thing. Are you guys involved in Tech Town?
We are. We actually do get involved in Tech Town. We have clients from that area. We also have a sales rep that sits down at Tech Town. Comcast has leased some space.
All right. Why don't you explain what Tech Town is, if you can, or do you know?
Yeah. Tech Town is a business incubator through Wayne State University.
Okay.
And basically helps fund business ideas and be an environment for small businesses to kind of grow up grassroots with help from the university there. And obviously that's a great partnership for Comcast because we want to see small business grow. And there's other groups like Tech Town out there, like Ann Arbor Spark, which is another big one, and other groups like that where they're business incubators. And I think in the state of Michigan, we need more of this.
Okay. Well, we have Al. I'm just reading through this, and now you can't wait to talk because Al is getting involved in starting an LBN Local Business Network chapter in Tech Town.
Oh.
And I really think you two now need to talk.
Well, here's the deal. The Comcast guy is my point person on it.
Oh, is it?
So
Okay.
it's actually Comcast is actually he's the founder of that new chapter in Techtown.
Oh, great!
So when you said that, I was smiling because we just had our first meeting last week, and we're actually launching that chapter on May the 3rd.
Yeah, I've been down there a lot. They have some very good networking events there.
I love the networking events down there. I was down there. They had wine and cheese, and it's very classy.
It's a really neat location. I hadn't been there before, and I love it. I love it down there.
Well, and that's the kind of stuff I think that when you hear a lot of the who's who of Michigan talking about keeping talent in Michigan, that's an example of keeping businesses and ideas in the state of Michigan. And I heard last week I was at the Michigan Chronicle Pancakes and Politics Forum, and they had a nice panel of speakers there. And Dan Gilbert, the chairman of Quicken Loans, was one of them. And he was talking about the story of Groupon, about how that was a couple guys from the Detroit area that founded the company, but then moved to Chicago, and now it's got 7,000 jobs and billions of dollars in revenue, and that could have been a Detroit business. And those are the kind of things we got to do in keeping those businesses here.
We do. We absolutely have to do it. And I would just ask if you are a small business owner in the Detroit area looking for a group, let me know. I'd love to have you be part of that group in Techtown. You can join Comcast and us and help build that group for small businesses for you.
Well, I like to see how Comcast is working with and creating opportunities for small business. So you're just not a major corporation that parked its butt out in Plymouth. You're actually out working with everybody. You want to help. So how many days a week are you out and about for Comcast?
Me personally?
Yep.
Yeah, I am out there every day, sometimes the weekend. For example, today I'll be out later today at Comcast Cares Day, helping out. So, definitely the life of a Comcast business class salesperson is very busy. You're trying to help customers solve solutions.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a very knowledgeable sales force. I mean, some of the people I've met with, I've been so impressed with the knowledge of and their experience and the information that they're able to share. I'm very impressed.
Well, we've got about 2 minutes, and I really wanted to touch on this Comcast Cares Day, and it lends a hand to Michigan communities. Can you touch on that?
Sure, I can talk about it.
All right, Patrick.
One of the highlights for this year is it's our 10th annual Comcast Cares Day nationwide. That is a pretty significant number. This year we're looking to have more than 290,000 volunteers across the entire country. And we're going to have about 3,000 project sites across the country, too, not just here in Michigan. Like I said earlier, we will have 20 different sites. Last week we did a great event with Goodwill Industries in Detroit on Earth Day. We helped collect and recycle computers. And again, that partnership with Goodwill, the computers were able to be recycled. Goodwill's able to take some of that money while it's good for the environment, and they are able to help people get back to work. And that, again, goes with what Jeff has kind of talked about earlier with Comcast Business Class. We are just trying to get Michigan people working, helping small businesses, and doing these community projects too. It's helping the community everywhere because our people work here, our people live here, and it's a great day for us. It truly is a great day of service.
And Al, we've got a mixer coming up from Local Business Network. We got about a minute to go before we go to the break, and Comcast is going to be involved in that.
Comcast is sponsoring the event. It's coming up on May 25th. May 25th? What the heck was that?
I don't know.
May 25th. And after the break, I'll give some more information on how to get a hold of it and how to be involved in it. And obviously how to get face-to-face with some people from Comcast, because I'm sure they're going to have an appearance there as well.
So we'll have some people from Comcast down at our mixer. And, Jeff, why don't you give out your phone number again, if you don't mind?
I don't mind. It's my mobile phone number. It's 248-320-4201.
And also on LinkedIn, what name can they look for? Is it Jeffrey or is it Jeff on LinkedIn?
Jeffrey Fryer, probably on LinkedIn, but I think if you put in either one, you'll find me, and I'm very active on LinkedIn.
Yep, yes you were.
Okay, well, we're going to go to break. Jeff's phone's already ringing. His wife's calling in, telling him to bring some milk home after the show, but that's a good thing. Good thing you're giving out your phone number. You can talk to somebody that knows what's going on. We appreciate that. Nobody here hiding from anybody. Networking Squared will be right back. Networking Squared